Okay, so imagine this, you're at a public park, right? Just trying to have a nice afternoon with your kids, hitting some tennis balls, working on their backhand. Suddenly, two park rangers roll up and start grilling you like you're running an underground tennis academy. What universe does this make sense in? That's exactly what happened to Sam Dogen, a dad in San Francisco, and honestly, this story is a wild ride into the absurdity of overregulation. Let me break this down. First off, let's talk about intent versus impact. The city's rule is clear: if you're teaching tennis for money on public courts, you need a permit. Makes sense on paper, right? Prevents random strangers from setting up shop and crowding the courts. But here's the twist: Sam wasn't some rogue coach. He was just a dad with his two kids, 6 and 9 years old, shaking off jet lag after a vacation. The Rangers approached him like he was a criminal, not a parent. And when his kid blurted out, "He's my daddy!" it should have been a moment of face-palming, not a warning shot across the bow. But no, $192 fine on the table for unauthorized instruction. Now let's dissect this. In my opinion, this isn't just about tennis. This is about how bureaucracy so often misses the forest for the trees. These rangers are trained to enforce rules, sure, but where's the common sense? If a permit system can't distinguish between a parent teaching their kids and a commercial operation, it's broken. And Sam's response? Genius! He's planning to carry birth certificates in his tennis bag next time. That's the hill he's choosing to die on, because he shouldn't need a permit to parent. But here's the deeper issue: this interaction probably felt like a small harassment to his kids. How does that shape their view of authority? Or worse, how many parents now second-guess spending quality time in public spaces because of some petty rule? What gets me is the city's defense. They say it's routine to check for commercial activity. Routine? So they're prioritizing permit compliance over basic human decency? Let's be real, Golden Gate Heights Park wasn't packed. There was no line of people waiting to use the court. This wasn't a disruption, it was a family moment. And yet the system treated it like a code violation. What's the bigger picture here? San Francisco's reputation as a progressive utopia clashes with these petty overreach moments. It's the same city debating reparations and cannabis cafes, but they're sweating a dad hitting forehands with his daughter? Priorities, people. And Sam's pushback is so relatable. He's not anti-regulation, he gets why permits exist. But he's calling out the lack of nuance. Raising kids in SF is already a financial grind, and then you've got officials making you feel like you're committing a misdemeanor to bond with your kids? That's the kind of nonsense that makes people lose faith in institutions. Personally, I think this story resonates because it's a tiny symbol of a much larger problem. Systems designed by adults, forgetting that families exist. Why isn't there a parenting exemption baked into these rules? Why is the default suspicion instead of trust? But here's the kicker: this wasn't even a citation. Just a warning. But that's almost worse, isn't it? A warning implies the threat is real, even if they're letting you off easy. Imagine being a kid watching someone question your parents' right to teach you something. That's not education, it's intimidation. And Sam's joke about carrying birth certificates? It's not funny because it's true. This is where we're at. Loving your kids now requires paperwork to defend it. So what's the takeaway? For me, it's a question: when did ordinary life become a minefield of permits and paperwork? This wasn't a safety issue. It wasn't a conflict. It was a father-kids moment that got ambushed by red tape. And if San Francisco wants to be a family-friendly city, maybe they should start by, I don't know, letting families exist in public spaces without interrogations. But hey, I'm curious, what's your take? Is this just following protocol, or is it a symptom of something way off kilter? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Because trust me, this isn't the last time we'll see rules missing the point entirely.